last night I was lucky enough to get offered a ticket right at the last minute for Chelsea-Manchester United, and it was a matter of right time, right place. So I went, and well, what a game to go back to. Lucky I've got this philosophy where I don't leave before the end, because a load of them sitting around me had already gone when we won that game. It was bizarre. Some people just went on the 90. I suppose people have got to catch trains and that. But the atmosphere was pretty good. Mason Mount got really badly booed. I wasn't too enamoured with that. As you know, people disagree with me and they're entitled to their opinions. But I think from what John Terry said and what other people have said, he didn't want to leave despite what Ten Hag says. And it was done for financial fair play. You don't offer a player a contract and then rescind it, even if they're not having the best of seasons. Not after they've won the Player of the Year twice and they provided a pass for the Champions League win. But it was what it was. That's football nowadays, I guess. People were disheartened, but I don't think anyone was really expecting to win. After we went 2-0 up and we were in control of that game, absolutely in control of it, and doing a lot of the things right, not leaving loads of space between the lines. For the most part, chasing down. It was a nice little performance for that first 20 minutes. I really enjoyed it, and then the wheels come off. Do you know what? As soon as we get the tiniest little bit of adversity, we go back to having big gaps between the back line and the midfield and the forward line. It's absolutely uncanny. And when you're watching it live, it's even worse. But great 3 points, exhilarating, one of the best endings to a game I can remember in my lifetime. And yeah, just over the moon with that 3 points. First time we beat Manchester United at home since 2017. Brilliant. And it was funny, the people around me went from potch out to potch in 2 minutes. You couldn't write it, could you? Also have to say 2 other things. The referee, I thought he was really, really biased. The amount of times that geezer that gave the penalty away, I can't remember his name now, but the amount of times he fouled our players, didn't get a talking to. First time I think it was it Gusto? He just booked our players straight away. I just can't see it. Surely these people that assess these referees have got to look at that and say, I bet he's had a bet on United. It was crazy. And the other thing, of course, I forgot to mention was Bruno Fernandes. There's one point there, he went down holding his face, looked up, play went on, he got straight up and run. The bloke's not even a man. I don't class him as a proper man. I think there's just a category just for him. There's mankind, there's all sorts of different kinds of men, alpha, beta, whatever, and then you've got a Bruno Fernandes. What a waste of skin. Vile. So yeah, there was a lot to like and a lot to dislike. Right from early on, Dizazi was giving the ball away. Right from early on, Badiashile was giving the ball away, and of course on their third one, Badiashile gave it. He tried to run out, and that was it. It was. Anyway, I'm not going to go on and on. Just a great 3 points. I'm not going to go on about the performance because I could pick it apart all day, and a more organised team than that Manchester United team might have been out of sight. That said, that first 20 minutes showed me that there's a team there. And if it hadn't have been for what was Caicedo doing? Yeah, he's young, he makes mistakes. Yeah, but he's an Ecuadorian international. He's in his 3rd year in the Premier League. Goes back to the keeper. Don't pass it sideways. Don't pass it sideways when you've not even looked up. No, I'm not going to go on about performance. Straight going to score the players. Petrovic gets a 5. That third goal, he was caught in no man's land. Why he come to where he had to, I don't know. That with his mistake Saturday, I'm hoping they're just blips. Keepers make them, because he has done well all season. He gets a 5. Gusto last night gets a 7.5. I thought he was excellent, up and down. Assist for Conor Gallagher's goal, the first goal. Yeah, generally a cracking player. Disasi gets a 2. If he's better than Trevor Chalobah, I won't say I'll eat me hat, because I'm not gonna get drawn into that. But I'm sorry. I've never seen anyone give the ball away so poorly and bizarrely, run 30 yards to make an interception to the shot that they've just caused, and then fist pump. I've never seen that before. So I don't know what that's all about. Best off not making the mistake in the first place. And all night he was putting passes astray, left, right and centre. I think Chelsea had something like an 86% pass rate last night. If it hadn't have been for Caicedo, Disasi and Paddy Ashiel, it'd have been near 100, I think. So, yeah, Disasi gets a 2. Paddy Ashiel gets a 2. Don't know what's wrong with him since he's come back from injury, because he looked a real player before he got injured, but since he's been back. Cucurella gets a 7. I thought he did alright last night. Yes, he got caught out of position a couple of times. Yes, he got on the wrong side of his man a couple of times. But right from word go, he was quick in the tackle. He was trying to get the ball forward. Totally different character to the geezer that started the season. And I thought he did alright last night. In front of them, Caicedo gets a 3. I thought he was absolutely abysmal last night. Making tackles from the wrong side of the player. Getting drawn out of position. Giving the ball away so easily. I thought he was shocking. Fernandes last night gets a 6. Put a proper shift in. Not his best game passing wise. Doesn't always track his player back, but he gets a 6 from me for last night. Conor Gallagher gets an 8.5. I thought he was absolutely superb. And right until the end, it was touch and go who was man of the match for me. Obviously scored a goal, hit the post, but he was a pain in the neck to him all night. No matter where they got that ball on the pitch, there was Conor Gallagher making a tackle. And he's even better live than he is on telly. He was right on it. Mudryk gets a 6.5. He won a penalty, had a couple of chances, admittedly from outside the box. And yeah, he looked a player last night. That pace scares him to death. You can see why he's in the side instead of Sterling. That's all I'm going to say, really. On the other side, Cole Palmer, my man of the match, and he's going to get a 10. Balls of steel. That last penalty, Man United fans going mad, thinking it's going to be, he needs that penalty for a point. Anana dancing about, a long wait with a VAR, didn't faze him in the least. Bang. Oh, what a player. It's just general all-round performance last night, and his defensive work. He gets a 10. You know how often I give those out. Nicholas Jackson last night gets a 7. Thought he did okay and then some. Yeah, he's not a finisher, is he? That might come. But you know what? The lad put a proper shift in, and so I can't fault him. And that's it, really. When Chukwuemeka, Sterling and Madueke came on at different periods, they all made an impact. I know people around me moaning when he brought 2 centre-halves on, but I think that was to protect Gusto for the weekend and to protect Disasi from life. So, yeah, Poch did alright last night. But, you know, if I was going to be brutal about the performance, I'd have more to say about Poch. But you know what? Great 3 points. Good substitutions. Obviously a decent motivation last night. Poch is going to get a 7 as well. That's all from me, folks. Let me know what you think. That's why I do these. And yeah, let me know what you agree with and let me know what you disagree with. And I'll speak to you after Sheffield United. Thanks for watching. Up to Chelsea.